I've been working with HP for more than 9 years now. Of these 9 years, I've been working on the BI tools for about 5 years, working on different tools like SAP BO, a little bit on MSBI, and QlikView. So in this demo, I'll just take you through a glimpse of what we'll be covering through the QlikView sessions, the developer part of it and the designer part of it. Okay, so to start off about the BI, so we need to, before getting into the QlikView, we need to understand what the BI is all about. So business intelligence is set of tools and techniques using which we transform the raw data or the available data into some meaningful form. Okay, so some of the BA tools like the QlikView and the Tableau uh, makes the visualization of that data better so that you can interpret that data and understand what the data actually represents. So this is such data, especially with the QlikView dashboards and such, are mainly useful for business analysis. So it goes up like the CEO, the CIO of the companies, they use it for decision making purposes. So this is how the BI architecture would actually look like, right? So you have your data sources, and this is the typical BI architecture. It's not something specific to QlikView, but in order to get to QlikView and just to explain the difference between QlikView and the traditional BI, I'm just showing you this diagram. So here the data sources, the data from the various data sources are all collected and through ETL are transformed or just retrieved and put into the data warehouse. Okay, and the data warehouse might then be the data split into different data marts, and from the data marts, the data is actually fetched by the different BI tools or the reporting tools, and that is showcased to the end customer. So to talk a bit about QlikView, this product is actually from a company called Qlik, and this company was founded way back in 1993, and they have more than 25,000 customers. So this company has been in the BI arena for quite a while now, and it's spread across the globe. So and it has a lot of customers. So that means that you have a lot of people actually already using QlikView. So, so are you able to see the complete screen? Because I don't know, this part is getting covered, so I just want to ensure that you are able to see the complete screen.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, perfect. All right. So when it comes to the Gartner quadrant, so QlikView is up there along with the leaders and the companies which are visionaries. So towards the x-axis actually shows you the visionaries, starting with the niche players and the visionaries, that is who are able to make a difference, who are able to bring about a change or a revolution kind of in the BI arena. And the y here, it shows the ability to execute. So Qlik is right up there in the leaders quadrant. So that means that the tool from Qlik is very competent. So what we are going to learn, the tool is very powerful, and also it's one of the leading tools in the BI space. So what makes QlikView different from the traditional BI or the other tools? So the various features that you see here is what makes it different. Insight everywhere. So what the traditional BI used to do is it used to give the ability to work with the data to one person, that's the developer, had the ability or the view to the data, and he or she would create the reports and showcase those reports to the end customers. The customers could be finance, it could be marketing, it could be HR, it could be sales or IT. So the reports were generated and those reports were showcased to the end customers. With ClickView, it works the other way around. The different departments, different work streams in the company, they have the ability to go in and create their own reports or interact with the already created reports. In this case, we are talking about a dashboard when it comes to report. So they have the ability to go in and check the dashboard. They can modify on the fly the various options. This gives them the ability to work the data in the way they want to see the data. Okay, so that is Insight Everywhere app model. So with the traditional BIs, the ability to send the reports was restricted in terms of the mail or in terms of the web. So they had to go to the web and download an Excel report or a PDF report, or probably just view it on the web. And for that, you required, of course, a laptop or a computer. So with ClickView, that changes. There, you have an option to build apps within ClickView, wherein once the apps are deployed, the end customer, which could who could be a CIO or a CEO, has the ability to go in and with just an Android device or an the Apple iPhone, they can go in and get into the reports and modify the option, the filters on the fly, and just get the data on their phone. So that is one differentiator between the traditional BI and the ClickView. It also has an option of remixability and reassembly. So when a report is created using the traditional BI, it is restricted in terms of the filters that have been applied, in terms of the data that it displays. But with ClickView, the end user has the ability to mix and match. They can change the filters on the fly, they can change the fields on the fly, they can change the selection criteria that is on the fly. So they have the complete control over what they want to see, right? Social and collaborative. What this means is that if, for example, a CIO has modified a report or made few selections and sees something which is very interesting in the data, the same thing can be shared with the VP of sales, for example, or the IT, and he can show them what exactly he is seeing, and they can both interactively change the filter criterias or the selection to work on the data. Okay. Mobility, this part we've covered to an extent when we talked about the app model. You have the ability to view ClickView dashboards on an iPad, a mobile, laptop, okay, on the web. So you have various options. It's not restricted to an attachment in an email. Okay, so this is what differentiates ClickView from the traditional BI tools. So we were talking about the traditional BI tools, right? So this is how the traditional BI workflow used to work like. So the business analyst used to work with the end user and gather the requirements, then used to interpret the requirements and used to convert that into the technical uh, details, and that technical information used to be passed on to data warehouse architect, wherein the data warehouse architect used to design the data warehouse, and from there on it would go to an ETL developer and then on to a BI developer, and and the reports would be generated, and then it would go back to the end user in as reports. Okay, so it used to involve a lot of people. So a lot of minds working together to try and understand the requirement in the first place and try to convert that requirement into technical details and finally deliver the report. So you have a lot of people involved there, and also there is a chance that the requirements may be misinterpreted along the way, and the requirements need to be reworked, or rather the end report needs to be reworked because someone has got the requirements wrong. Okay, but with the ClickView, this works completely differently. How is because the ClickView consultant is the whole and soul of whoever is creating the dashboard. This one person would be the BI analyst who would be gathering the requirement. He would be the data architect. He would be designing the data model within the ClickView, right? And he would be the ETL developer. He can apply the transformations within QlikView. So and whatever changes that's required in terms of the data can be done within QlikView. And of course, he would develop the dashboards. And finally, he would work with the end user or the customer to ensure that the dashboard that has been developed is as per the requirement. So there's one person the customer will interact with and share feedback with, and rework the dashboard if required, and finally deliver the dashboard. So it reduces the number of people involved, it reduces the complexity that is involved, and also the dashboards can be delivered at a faster pace because there is not much dependency on people. Right. So, sorry, let me get back. Okay. So, this is the QlikView business discovery platform, or the architecture, how it is designed. So, the bottom layer that is the connection basically to the various data sources. Okay, so you can have custom connectors, like you can have ODBC connection, you can have OLEDB connection, and you can integrate a third-party tool into this to feed in the data, like Informatica. You can have the data coming in from Informatica. So all the databases, different data sources, and the connection form the data access layer. Okay, so then comes your application layer on top of this, where you have the QMC, the QlikView Management Console. This is where all the QlikView distribution, access, security, and everything is managed from the user access control and all those things. Then you have the QlikView Publisher. Uh, QlikView Publisher is from where the QlikView dashboards or the reports are distributed. Okay, the distribution is managed from the QlikView Publisher. The QlikView Server is from where all the presentation happens, like all the QlikView dashboards that are created are loaded onto the QlikView server, stored on QlikView server, and that is from where the end users would be accessing the QlikView dashboards from, right? And finally, you have the QlikView developer. This is where the QlikView dashboards are developed. Once these dashboards are developed, these are deployed onto the QlikView server, and if required, if the distribution is required, the QlikView publisher comes into picture, right? So finally, you have the presentation layer, and here you have the QlikView web server, from where the end users can come in and view the dashboards that have been developed on the web, or it can also be distributed to mobile devices, or accessed from the mobile devices rather. Okay, so this is the overview of the architecture. All right, now coming to what differentiates the QlikView from the other BI tools is the associative property. When it comes to the traditional BI experience, the flow was predetermined. That is, for example, a sales report for the month of August for the city Michigan, okay, um, and so that is restricted in terms of the location, in terms of the period, the time period. But when it comes to the associative property of QlikView, you can on the fly change the city for which you are seeing the data, the month for which you are seeing the data, or the day for which you are seeing the data. You can, if if the option is provided on the dashboard, you can also select the salesperson for whom you want to see the data. You can also select the product for which you want to see the amount of sales that have been generated. Okay, so what's the difference here is the traditional method was completely IT driven, wherein it is a predefined filter, predefined thinking, and that cannot be changed. If it needs to be changed, the developer needs to be involved. A change request needs to be raised, and that will be implemented by the developer. So all that takes time. Wherein with QlikView, the control is with the end user. The end user decides what they want to see, okay, and they can decide they can basically mix and match the various fields. They can mix and match the filters, the selection criteria to see what kind of data they want to actually view. So all the data is visible at all the time. So all they are doing is just drilling down or just setting the selection criteria, and it doesn't take that too long to uh, for them to see the change. It's on the fly. Once they make any changes, it's visible across the QlikView dashboard and on all the sheets. Okay, so this is how a typical QlikView dashboard would look like. So here, the selections that have been made are in green. So whatever is highlighted in green is what has been selected. So for this dashboard, if you want to interpret this dashboard, or if you want to understand what this means, is this is showing all the sales data, okay, for the Nordic region for 2011 and Q1. So whatever is in green is what the end user has selected. Whatever is in white is the associated data. Okay, so that is all relevant data. So the whatever is in white can also be further selected, that is related um, to whatever the selections have been made. For example, you can select the month Jan, March, and all the whatever is in white is what can be selected based on the previous selections that have been made. Okay, whatever is in gray is all unassociated data, that is not uh, that cannot be selected, or that is out of the selection criteria. For example, John Gregg was not uh, doing any sales, or was not in the company probably in the Q1 of 2011. Okay, so that is what this means. So the other sales reps, they were in the company doing some sales during the Q1 of 2011. So this is how you read and interpret the data in QlikView. Okay. Um, so do you want me to jump over and show you how the developer part is done and the designer part is done, or like how do you want me to do it? Or hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi Sudhi. Yeah, so do you want me to take you through the developer and the designer quickly? Because see, I can because this is going to take some time if I run you through the complete slide set. Okay,
Okay.
so but I can quickly take you through the developer part and the designer part and explain what all will be covered and how it will be done.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So, see, basically, the previous training that I've done, it was all classroom training. So the approach is an hands-on approach, and that is when people will be able to learn and also, execute. Hands-on training is always best, is what I believe. So the developer and of course, the QlikView tool is available for download, and also there is a set of files that needs to be uh, shared, okay, which has all the required uh, database, access database, and also Excel files, whatever is required for the hands-on training. Okay, so once the files are in place and once the QlikView software is in place, okay, we'll start creating uh, the data model. So how it is done is the different uh, data sources, the data from different data sources is imported into QlikView. So I can show you that part quickly. So here is one of them. So this is how the QlikView tool actually looks like. So the front end, this part is where the dashboard is all designed. At the back end, this is where the scripts needs to be written for in order to import the data into QlikView, right? Right. So this uh, this is very similar to the SQL statement that we write, but except for it is preceded by a load statement. SQL statement is just to import all the fields from the table. The load statement part is where the transformation can be applied or an alias applied for a particular field. Okay, so can just connect to um, sorry, just select. Oops, sorry, I just need to restart this. Okay, so how it works is in case of Access database or the Oracle or the SQL database, you'll have to create a connection, OLEDB or a ODBC connection to it. In this case, we have used the OLEDB connection since it is an Access database. And once the connection is entry is created, the required tables can be selected from here, and they can you can import whatever fields you want from it. Okay, you can just hold down the control key and select the fields, or you can just choose to select all the fields. So as you see here, once the table is selected and the fields are selected, the load statement is that is a SQL statement preceded by the load. A preceding load is what we call in QlikView is generated, and this will go into the script area. And once you click on reload, the data from that table is loaded into QlikView. So how it works with ClickView is the data, whatever is there, it's all loaded into the ClickView file. It is compressed to a great extent, so the file size would not be huge, but at the same time, all the data would reside within the ClickView file itself. So this is a disadvantage as well as an advantage. Advantage is because you have all the data readily available within ClickView, so that is how whenever the selections are made, the changes are visible on the fly. So this is basically an in-memory storage that happens within ClickView, right? The disadvantage being the file size may grow to be very huge, okay, when all the data is residing within the ClickView file. So similarly, you can select the table files if you want to uh, import from an Excel sheet, okay, and also you can import from another ClickView file or also import from the web. So these are the different options that you have. The table files would also be the text files and so on. Okay. So once the script has been created, we can reload the data in order to bring in the data into ClickView. So within in this training, we will also learn how to create the data model. That is by importing all the data from different sources. We will start with a snowflake schema and try and come as close to a star schema as possible. Okay, so along the way, there are a lot of challenges, a lot of issues that we'll face, and we'll learn how to debug those issues. Okay, so we will import, create connections, we'll load data from the different sources. So these are all different exercises aimed at importing from different data sources, as well as learning a lot of things like using a script debugger and learning how to fix synthetic keys within ClickView, and to learn how the tables are joined. Sorry, how the tables are joined within ClickView. So once the data has been imported into QlikView, and once we have the data model uh, available, then we can start creating the actual dashboard. Okay, so we will learn about different objects that are used within QlikView. Okay, uh, like if you see here, we'll have the list box, we have the table box, the multi-box, the charts that we can create within ClickView. We will also be creating uh, expressions. We'll be writing expressions, learning how to create expressions within for the objects, and also we'll be using the different dimensions from the tables, from the data that we have imported into QlikView. Okay, so we will add the different objects within QlikView and learn how changing the selections will impact the other objects that has been added to the dashboard. Okay, so this is all that is going to be covered with in this training. Sorry, Sudhi, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, So, I mean, this is basically what I have to cover in the developer and the designer part of the training. So, let me know if you have any questions.
No questions. No questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we'll get back to you soon.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome.